upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stress, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex. Yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck. Got her on her back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best, please don't turn out like the rest. Yeah, we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, just looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Forget about your past, we can make it fine. Focus on your future and stop wasting time. Want you to have the same last name as mine. I coined the phrase, so please don't change your mind. Married to the money, dollar signs made me blind. Did the crime, so bars was what I was behind. Mama said that I'm a star, that I'ma shine. That I'm too smart to be locked up doing time. She said you need to grab a mic and speak your mind. Don't be afraid to have people that you leave behind. You're born alone, so ride alone, you die alone. And that's bottom line, it's NTS to the death and the day we shine. Yeah, said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stressed, cuz said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz yeah. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex. Yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck. Got her on her back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best, please don't turn out like the rest. Yeah, we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, just looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Forget about your past, we can make it fine. Focus on your future and stop wasting time. Want you to have the same last name as mine. I coined the phrase, so please don't change your mind. Married to the money, dollar signs made me blind. Did the crime, so bars was what I was behind. Mama said that I'm a star, that I'ma shine. That I'm too smart to be locked up doing time. She said you need to grab a mic and speak your mind. Don't be afraid to have people that you leave behind. You're born alone, so ride alone, you die alone. And that's bottom line, it's NTS to the death and the day we shine. Yeah, said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, stressed, cuz said we up now, they up next. Got you Said we up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, on deck. At my best, you is looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, on deck. At my best, stress, cuz we up now, they up next, up next. Said we up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Someone said that I was up next. I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect. I don't be at the gym, so I don't need to flex. You regret moving on to the next and making me your ex, yeah. I roll up whenever you feeling stressed. Treat you with respect and never settle for less. Life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check. She like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck. Got her on her back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best, please don't turn out like the rest. We up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, on deck. At my best, looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next, up next. Said we up now, they up next, up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, on deck. At my best, just looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next.
All right. Yeah. How many times are you going to give me a thumbs up? How many times am I going to say yes to start the show? Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, we're a little late. I'll give you a couple guesses on why, but I think you know why. Ladies and gentlemen, our play-ins are done, and we are off to the playoffs, and teams are eliminated. Season 8 is over for some teams. We're going to get into that. We got our tail of the tape. We did that last year. We actually really liked it. We got some previews for the games, the playoffs, and little breakdowns and little, John insight pointers, Steve pointers, and a little bit to talk about. So, no, Kevin, you can't. I'm pretty sure you're banned from my house for sure. So, no, not coming over. All right. You guys want to jump right into it? John, you got anything to say before we get going?
Let's go.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, and I asked this in the chat, and honestly, it got ignored, but was this the best play-ins of all time? John, you would know. You're usually in the play-ins.
Sure. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of it, so it's fantastic.
Is this the first time you're not in the play-ins?
This the yeah, because the last one I didn't show up, and the second one I was hurt. So yeah.
No, you've been in 3 play-ins.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you have.
Carnivores, Los Amigos, and that was rated R. I don't remember that one.
So 4 seasons in the league, you're finally out of the play-ins, huh?
Yeah, and all it took is me to be captain.
Oh, you think that's what it is?
It's not you, loser.
I didn't say it was me, obviously, because you and I were in the play-ins before.
We all know you're a narcissist and what you're hinting at.
But, well, first time watching it, not being in it. How did you think they went?
I thought it was pretty good. Definitely a lot of exciting plays. Some things that we didn't see happened, and some teams made it to the finals in the play-ins that we didn't think were going to be there either.
Do you have our pick list here? Have you done that?
I thought it was on one of the papers, but I don't see it. But yeah, I think only you got one right. It was Soul Reapers. Everything else didn't fruition.
All right. Well, thanks for giving that away for the people that weren't there. But all right, we're gonna jump right in. First game, Field 1, we had Self-Made and TDM. Unfortunately, TDM not a lot of attendance for this one. I think they either just had 6 right off the rip or had to start with 5 and then had 6. I think we saw a little of Nick throwing, no Keno, no Keo, no Thomas White, no Jordan. And Self-Made taking the 26-6 win over TDM. Is TDM one of the biggest upsets, as far as team on paper, and we watched them play really well and just have a abysmal season?
Yeah, I thought they would be better, but also definitely the dilemma with them was always going to be attendance with who was drafted and the team showing up all the time. So
Well, the question was Jordan, not really anybody else. No one else is, but I will say, yeah, it's going to go down as one of the top teams, in my opinion, that never really panned out, never happened for whatever reason. Self-made, moving on. Self-made had a bad season, probably underperformed according to a lot of people. Won their first round matchup. At the same time, in the other field, we had the other toilet bowl going on, Reapers and the boys, and the Reapers getting a 22-21 victory over the boys. So close game, good game. It was top to bottom a good game, physical game, scoring here and there. I know a couple guys were missing, but most of these teams had everybody in them. We were setting up. We unfortunately missed the first half. We were trying to set up the show there, trying to do something different. But it was kind of nice being able to watch both games at the same time. I don't know how it translated on Facebook, but definitely an effort there and something to build on. But yeah, we were trying to give people a live commentator, and not to take away from the guys doing the lives. They did a good job, but that way we had 2 cameras on each field, just trying to make it happen. So Reapers moving on, beating the boys. Then at field 1, we had Boom Boom and Pog Patrol. Boom Boom getting the 28-20 win. Unfortunately, saw the potential of what Pog Patrol was hoping to be, after the first half of the season when things weren't working out. Really going back and forth with Boom Boom. And we saw Boom Boom's offense starting to really perform the way I'm sure they were hoping. Their defense giving up some points in a abbreviated game here. But Boom Boom getting the 28-20 victory over Pog. It was back and forth until Julian went down. I think a separated shoulder or dislocated shoulder. He had to get popped back in place. He tried to come back in. Obviously couldn't throw, so play a little receiver, and obviously not the same person. I'm not even sure he got a pass his way. Maybe came in as a decoy. But Boom Boom pulling it out and ending Pog Patrol's kind of late run there at the end of the season. They got building up some momentum, rattling off, 3 wins in a row to finish and get to a respectable 3-5 and missed the toilet bowl. But unfortunately, an injury halfway through the game kind of put him back, and Boom Boom took advantage of it.
apparently Dante got hurt during the game too.
Oh, yeah, someone's saying something about his groin.
Yeah, so he was also out there for a decoy.
Right. What are these guys talking about here? I see the chat flying around here.
Eric was wondering why people sign up for the league and then fuck over their teams by not showing up, and then Senior wanted him to tag him.
I mean, EB's not wrong. I mean, we see some of the theme to some of these teams, and it is attendance. To quote the great Junior Teixeira, R.I.P. to his single life, but Junior Teixeira, the best ability is availability. He's not wrong. Now, obviously, there's mitigating circumstances, and some things just happen, and the cancel of the first week really, I think, hurt a few people. But, yeah, no, EB's not wrong. We've had a lot of seasons that we've seen people just either not showing up for whatever reason or, so. On the other field at the same time, we had Entity and Block Party. And ladies and gentlemen, a 1-point win here for Entity over Block Party, 21-20. A shorthanded Entity team, only playing with 6 guys. Lazu, he doesn't always let repeat offenders come back. Yeah, there is a process. If you don't make enough games, I think it's up to it goes to kind of a decision. And I've been on both sides. Well, I've been on one side of it as far as the captain goes, and Bova. And he'll ask, "Hey, was there a reason this guy missed a lot of games? And should I let him back in if it's acceptable? If it's a dude that just quit on the team, we're going to go to, like Corey Boulay, who quit on Heartbreakers, just flat out quit on him and made up a lie and then whatever, yeah, he's probably not going to be allowed back. And there's other guys who are not allowed back because of that type stuff. But it's kind of up to the captains and the captain who was affected and Bova. But Entity moving on, good game. But another team who a lot of people touted very highly was Block Party. I just don't know why they couldn't get it together. To me, it's again, you got one of the great quarterbacks around. You have a lot of kind of two-way weapons. Not top 10 caliber guys, no offense to some of those guys. I mean, Carter is, but you have that next level guys and Johnny Teixeira and Quinn and Nick Miano and then you got Tay and excuse me if I'm missing anybody, but they had a lot of weapons. I just don't know why they couldn't put it together. Couldn't win games when they needed to win them on the line. Defense seemed to give up a lot of points. And on paper, yeah, you got Block Party, who pretty much had kind of everybody. An Entity missing guys. I think Block Party would have won that game. It's a game they should have won. I think it's a lot of it was a big season of woulda, shoulda, coulda, or losing games they should have won for Block Party. But Entity sends the party home early. All right, we bounce back to Field 1. We had Self-Made, who just came out of the toilet bowl, playing the Playmakers. And Self-Made getting a 2013 win. We saw a couple quarterbacks playing for Playmakers. They're, Brian Hamilton? Was it Brian? Is it Brian Hamilton?
Yeah, Brian.
Brian Hamilton, unfortunately, a no-show for the game.
Lucas.
Lucas wasn't there either?
And Lewis was there.
Luis was hurt. Oh, and no Lucas. So they were very high on Lucas, getting him so late, and he did play great all season. So no Lucas, no Hamilton, and could that have been a 7-point swing? No one knows, and guess we'll never know. So self-made, ending what could have been or should have been a great season for Playmakers. Playmakers off to a Allen.
Oh, Brian's on Greek Cuts.
No,
he's on Purple Haze. It's one of the Hamiltons. Hamilton 1, 2,
yeah,
3.
I don't know why I asked you.
I don't know either.
Jesus.
I don't even know which one's which.
But Playmaker had such a hot start, ranked pretty high for a while, and then just kind of fell off towards the end. Well, I guess that's what happens when you got a bunch of linebackers who have no cardio, I guess. I'm just kidding.
That's a callback.
But yeah, Self-Made, getting the 1-score win over Playmakers. Unfortunately, Playmaker season came to an end, and on to next season, Rocker said. Field 2, we had Reapers and Spartans. Reapers getting the 28-13 win. Spartans missing a lot of their guys, a lot of key pieces. Marcus was there, kind of threw pretty well, but unfortunately just couldn't go punch for punch with the Reapers. Reapers came out swinging and really executing and playing well. And I think Spartans had a pretty early 4-and-out or turnover, and it just did not look back for the Reapers. So at this point in time, we have 2 toilet bowl teams into the play-in finals. So on Field 1, we had Self-Made and Boom Boom going punch for punch. Very interesting game. Great game nonetheless. Self-Made getting the overtime 28-27 win. We watched this. This was interesting. I actually thought Boom Boom was up when they stopped Self-Made from scoring at the end. We saw a couple Boom Boom guys waving by. I thought it was over. Oh, nonetheless, Riley and company and the refs had a different plan. They said it was tied. It was overtime, and Self-Made executing, getting the win. And then at the same time, we had the Reapers and Entity going at it for the playoff spots. Reapers getting the 21-20 win over Entity. A lot of 1-point games. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 8 games, half of them were all 1-point games. And then you had 2 other games that were 1-score games. And then a couple big games, I think. But yeah, a lot of good games. That's why I personally do think it probably was the best play-ins, and not much to expect. And even you talk about some teams actually having everybody there, and we're talking even way better games. So, to me, probably the best play-ins I've ever seen, been a part of. But self-made toilet bowl team coming out of the North, and then Reapers, another toilet bowl team coming out of the East. John, did I miss anything? I know we talked a lot on the live, and it was a lot of good games. I know Lazo gave you guys a recap a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of big plays, some awesome stuff that hopefully translated on our lives. But definitely, if you watch the lives in general, they should have been there. But definitely some big plays in the play-ins. And playing 3 games is no easy feat either for the people that made it out.
Yeah. I mean, that's where NC on their second game, maybe having one extra guy to help them. Could that be 1 score or 1 point, to play 2 games? And that heat picked up quick. It was actually pretty cool at 8 o'clock, not bad. But it went from, nice spring breeze to the middle of summer real quick. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we got any comments before we jump into my tale of the tapes for the playoff games here?
Eric is also agreeing with you. He thought he was up as well during the game.
All right, Eric's one of the guys who were waving by.
Yeah. Winner said the refs didn't want us to be good, so he agreed with you. The refs were against him as well. And yeah, that was it.
Yeah. Now it was honestly it was a great game to watch. It was tough to watch one of those teams lose, because it was such a good game.
A few of the games too went into overtime, so it was definitely a great battle all
day
long.
two overtime games, and then like I said, another 2 1-point games. So, all right, you got the stats.
Yep, let me pull them up here. You want the stat sheet or on the website?
No, just the stat sheets. I want to refer to the matchups that each team. So every team right now has already played each other once. Right. You kind of want to who stood out in those stats for that game. Do we have our Vegas Insider available today? Were we able to make that happen?
He did not respond today, so he might be hard at work crunching the numbers. So maybe we'll have them for after the show. But he did not have any updated list yet.
All right. Well, we'll see if he hits us up before the end of the show. All right, we're gonna dive right into it. 8 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. Road Warriors and Self-Made on Field 1. Here's the tail of the tape for the North Division here. This North Division matchup. In number 3 seed, Road Warriors finished 6-3. Number 6 seed now, Self-Made, who did finish 3-6. Road Warriors with a 9th ranked offense with 357 points scored. Self-Made with the number 16th ranked offense with 291 points scored. Road Warriors with the number 8 defense with 327 points against. And Self-Made with number 17 ranked defense with 389 points. So Self-Made, offensive ranked 16th in the season, defense ranked 17th. Not what we saw in the plans. Could be a very different team of what we've seen all season. They seem to be starting to click. Now, I understand they're playing other playing teams, but they did look good. Week 4, Road Warriors and Self-Made played each other. Road Warriors won 61-22. Self-Made missing a very good amount of guys that game. Widner actually probably could have had 2 or 3 more touchdowns if he probably wasn't so fatigued and dropping the ball left and right. And that's not a knock on him. It was just very uncharacteristic. We've seen drops out of him every now and then, but he Not as of late, that's for sure, but this was an uncharacteristic game. John, who stood out there for either one of these teams week 4?
Week 4, let's see. For us, it was Deuce and myself with 8 and 9 catches each. Deuce had 5 TDs, and for them, but also we had a bunch of people with TDs. We had 4 other people scoring TDs in that week. Week 4 for them, Gio had 10 catches, Hall had 9, Gene had 7, and Widner also had 7. So they had kind of 4 people with big targets in that game.
Widner said he was drunk that game, so I guess I'll hit him up to go out the night before.
Facts.
It's an 8-8 game. Maybe he won't wake up.
But yeah, they also during that game they only had I think like 5 or 6 people, 6 or 7 tops, and the 7th was Sherry.
Yeah, I think they had 6. Sherry was the 7th. He couldn't actually play. I think he came in to be just a decoy, just to pull somebody out of the play. He had the hemoglobin or whatever growing out of his neck. My keys to victory for these teams. Road Warriors, number 1, need to get stops early against a hot team. Don't let them get rolling. I would say Self-Made's got to feel good about themselves going into this, especially if everybody's there. They're going to little confidence, little rolling. Sometimes in the playoffs, we've seen it a lot in hockey. The hottest team going in is the team we got to worry about. Number 2, execute against a struggling defense. We've seen their defense struggle a lot this year. And to keep the pressure on them, we're going to have to execute them. And number 3 is to play tougher than them. It's going to be an early game. The heat might be there. It's supposed to be hot all week. And if you're just kind of the tougher team, things come into play. Keys to victory here for Self-Made. 1, minimize giving up big plays. We've seen them give up a lot of big plays all season. It seems to hurt them. If you can minimize that, good things could happen. Number 2, attendance. See what happens when they're not fully loaded. It does hurt. So one of the keys of victory here, in my opinion, is that they're fully loaded. And my last is don't give Nick any handoffs. That didn't seem to work really in the play-ins, and I wouldn't be doing it in the playoffs. That's for sure.
I thought that was a key to victory.
That's the key to our victory.
Oh, right.
All right, at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, we get the Phantoms and Soul Reapers at 8 a.m. Where do we play? Lowell?
Yes.
Lowell's going to be awake at 8 o'clock. I'm going to tell you that right now. A lot of people looking at this game as a great game to potentially watch. Tail the tape for the Eastern Conference matchup. Number 3, Phantoms versus number 6, Soul Reapers. Now, again, Soul Reapers weren't number 6 going into playoffs, but they snuck and won that number 6 spot out of the play-ins. Phantoms, 12th ranked offense with 342 points scored. Soul Reapers, the 7th ranked offense with 371 points for. Phantoms, 9th ranked defense with 333 points against. And Soul Reapers, the 19th. So second to last with 400 points scored against. It's going to be kind of a tale of, or a little stylistic matchup. Little offense versus defense here. So it should be very interesting. Week 5, we saw a great overtime game. Soul Reapers getting the win in a high-scoring game. So not sure if, and Phantoms were able to score a lot, which they haven't scored a ton all season. We've seen it. But they were able to score a lot. So in a high-scoring game, maybe Soul Reapers have the edge. We've seen it. John, we get that Week 5 matchup between the two teams. Who stood out there?
Skeff with 7 catches. Sean with 5 catches. He had 8 flagpoles in the game. Habs with 8 as well. They kind of had everyone else kind of mix and match in 4, 5 catches, 3 catches here and there. Only 3 TDs for the team. Soul Reapers had.
What do you mean 3 TDs?
for Phantoms in week 5.
Yeah.
There's only 3 receiving TDs.
How the
And
fuck did they
2
score 44 points?
2 rushing TDs.
Oh, okay.
Soul Reapers, week 5. They had 2 QBs, Joey and Danny, both at 70 and 76%. Danny with 5 TDs. Shane and Ronnie both had 10 and 11 catches each. And Joey also had 5 catches. Danny with 6 rushing attempts. Shane and Ronnie both had 3 TDs each.
Wow. So somebody else had to have a touchdown, I think, right? So that they probably scored 7.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane and Ronnie had 3 each.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a good duo that those two have turned out to be. A lot of weapons on the team. Here, my keys to victory here for Phantoms. You got to open up the playbook here. Don't get too one-dimensional. We've seen Soul Reapers struggle. If you start being one-dimensional, Soul Reapers might be able to make the adjustment and stop you. So if you keep the playbook open and keep them guessing, I don't think they're going to be able to make the adjustments they need. I think they could, but I just don't think they will. Second key to victory is you got to get stops. You cannot let this Soul Reaper team just score at will. They've been scoring a lot at will lately. And they're a very momentous team. So if you can kind of take the air out of the team every now and then, it could be good for you. And number 3, you got to play tougher. You got to play tougher than the other team. This one, both tough teams, but we've seen Phantoms and how they are, and I think again, kind of repeating what I said in the earlier game is, you play a little tougher, some things tend to come easier. Key victories here for Soul Reapers. They got to work together. They can't be fighting with each other. They can't be mad that one guy's scoring a lot if it's working. They just got to work together, no matter what. It can't play the blame game. You got to just figure it out, move on, next play, and not make the same mistakes. They got to minimize turnovers. I think if they get into a turnover frenzy here, I think it gives Phantoms the edge. So if you're not turning the ball over, as far as fumbles and interceptions, you're going to be able to stifle Phantoms a little bit. And 3 is keep your cool. We don't need the game getting out of hand per se, or they don't need it. And they're worried about yelling at each other or the refs. They're going to take the head out of the game without really knowing it. And if they keep their cool and keep the head in the game, focus that energy, that's really going to help them. So those are my 3 keys to victory there for that other 8 a.m. game. At 9:20 in the in the North Division here, we have another great. I mean, they're all rematches, but this was a great Week 6 match between Sicko Mode and Crazy Work. Tail of the tape, Sicko Mode finishing 4th. Crazy Work with that epic comeback against Playmakers, and then beating Purple Haze to sneak their way into the play-ins. I mean, the ESPN's going to do a 30 for 30 just on them getting in the playoffs. It was such a great strive there, and what they really kind of, I wouldn't say they for sure needed it, but with how some of those teams were playing in the play-ins, I think they needed to get, this really helped them. I don't know if they were coming out of it, especially missing their quarterback. But this is another stylistic kind of interesting matchup here. Sicko Mode finished number 17th with 287 points for. Crazy Work finished 5th overall in offense with 385 points for. So almost a full 100 points more scored for Crazy Work. Now on the other end of it, Sicko Mode finishing number 2 with 283 points against in defense. So 2nd ranked defense overall. Crazy Work 12th. So not terrible, but a little lower on the mid-pack with 355 points scored against. Their Week 6 matchup was a very high scoring. I think it was the highest scoring game for Sicko Mode all season, but it was 51-48. The controversial let Crazy Work score to take the lead, so we have time to score. and worked out for sicko mode. Who stood out that game, Johnny boy?
Riley had 6 passing TDs. It looked like everyone across the board had a bunch of catches. Core, DJ, and Kyle all had 7 or 6 catches. The people that caught most of the TDs is DJ and where is it? Core. Both had 2. And for crazy work that game, week 6, Nuge also had 6 TD passes, 71 completion percentage, 8 rushing attempts, 1 rushing TD, and Mista and Gagny both had 8 and 7 catches, kind of leading the way with targets 10 and 11. And kind of spread around for TDs, 2 TDs for Gagny and 2 for Mista and 2 for House as well.
Yeah, so a lot of different guys getting their hands on the rock this game. And to me, I think that's when Sicko Mode's offense is kind of the best too. Crazy Work can kind of feed certain receivers a lot. I don't think it really works that much for Sicko Mode. I know they got Core, and I think Core's a great receiver, but I think their offense is more efficient if a lot of guys are touching the ball.
Well, they were also missing Harmel and Tayshawn that game.
Right. That is, yeah. You're missing your 2 top offensive guys. So that's definitely going to be something Sicko Mode, I'm sure, has considered and taken into consideration. But should be a good game. Hey, my keys to victory for Sicko Mode, they got to get stops. They sometimes have a hard time scoring. Don't know if that's going to be the case here. But they gotta get stops. They gotta prove why they were number 2 in the defense all year, and especially if offense is having a bad day, that's how they're gonna get back into the game or win the game. Number 2 is be offensively prepared. Let's to me, if they have a game plan or some type of strategy that's been talked about or however they want to approach it, better to have it done before they get to the game or find out the hard way it's not working right off the rip. And then attendance. This team has a lot of key pieces, and we've seen some attendance issues at times, but I think for a key to victory here, they all need to be there. For Crazy Work, they got to fix that defense. They have too much talent on that team to be giving up that many points. Could this be the game they start to reel it in? Maybe. But they do need to fix that defense. You have a prolific offense, and you do have an offense that can score on the ground or the air, and really at will if things are going the way they should go. So you start getting a couple extra stops a game, you're going to turn a lot of those L's into W's. Be on time or early. Sometimes just getting there, soaking in the field for about 10 minutes, getting loose is going to be the key to how you start off a game and continue a game. Potentially, any of these teams are playing 2 games in a row, so it's probably a good thing to get there and warm up and get acclimated to the weather. Also, last key to victory, smart plays at smart times. I've seen this team, to me, run in kind of not the smartest scenarios to me. And I know you have Nuge, and it helps to have him. But if it's third and mid, and the other team still has their blitz, I've seen them run, not get the first. Now it's 4th and mid, and the other team still has their blitz. Maybe be a little smarter with the blitz per se. But that's what I do notice that, and sometimes it works out for them. Sometimes it doesn't. So it's not just how some other guys are late to that game too. Or that team. Sorry. All right. The other field at the same time, the last of the first round games here. In the Eastern Conference, we have number 4 Explosion at 5-4 and number 5 Air Raiders at 5-4. Again, very stylistic matchup. Offense, Explosion, 422 points for, numbered 2nd ranked offense, only behind Air Raiders at 448 at number 1. So Air Raiders scoring 448 points, which is impressive. 24 points higher than the next team. And now the defense is just atrocious on both teams. Rank 16, Explosion, 372 points against. And then Air Raiders, the number 1 worst defense based on points against, 401. So we're having two, again, I call it stylistic matchups, but this is now two prolific offenses against each other. So what offense could win it out here? I don't know if we've ever had a team finish number 1 in offense and number 20th in defense. You know what I mean? It's very impressive. Now, it is a little skewed, and I will say, Bonish has turned over a lot of picks, or, thrown a lot of picks, turned over the ball a lot. They've had a couple fumbles, but that stuff adds up, So I think their defense is better than last place. I don't think they're the worst defense in the league. I think they have some holes in that defense, and I think they give up too much, in my opinion. But week 5, we saw Mike Howe exploding all over the Air Raiders, 55-45. And that game, it seemed to me that a Bonish turnover early really hurt him. Air Raiders couldn't stop a nosebleed. Explosion just scoring left and right. John, who stood out this game?
Mike was 85% completion, 7 TDs, only 1 interception, 1 rushing touchdown. Kevin and Ant both had 8 and 10 targets respectively, and kind of balanced it out. Noel with 7 targets as well, 2 receiving TDs, Kevin with 2 TDs, and Ant with 2 TDs as well. And Junior pulling in 1 TD for Air Raiders. He said it was week 6 or 5?
5.
Bonish was 70%, 4 passing TDs, no interceptions.
Did they have a fumble? Is that what happened? Or did someone else throw a pick?
Junior had 2 interceptions.
All right, those are on extra points. I specifically remember that. They must have had a fumble. I think Mike Howe turned the ball over, gave Air Raiders a chance, and then next play or two they fumbled it, I believe.
Yeah, Noonan had a fumble.
Okay.
And Junior was 3 for 5, 60% passing, 3 passing TDs and 2 interceptions. Also with 10 catches on 11 targets. Noonan had 6 on 7. Huck had 7 on 9, and kind of balanced out everywhere else. Just everyone was kind of having a helping hand in that one.
Yeah, it was a good game, interesting game. I mean, it really was kind of one score. Explosion was going to kneel it out. Air Raiders said no because they really technically couldn't. So then Explosion scored again on the next play. And I'm all for playing that out. You never know what could happen. Keys to victory here for Explosion. You got to let Mike cook. I hear a lot of guys yelling at him for not throwing the ball, this and that. I mean, you gotta let the offense fail before you start freaking out. Mike's won multiple championships. We know he's great in this format, and we know he can be the best quarterback to step on that field. So let him fail before you start freaking out on him. You're gonna need to get turnovers and execute on those turnovers. We've seen Air Raiders turn the ball over a lot this year, and if they're getting turnovers, and the way that offense can go with Explosion, Air Raiders is not going to be able to get the stops to get back in the game. So getting some turnovers, big part here, and executing off of those turnovers. And number 3, you got to contain Junior. He's had a couple 5 touchdown games this season. It's kind of nuts. He's always, it seems like he's in the double digits of catches. You gotta be able to minimize the damage that Junior has been causing this season with Air Raiders. I would almost force them to throw to somebody else. Make it happen elsewhere. Keys to victory here for Air Raiders. Don't let turnovers kill you. Don't turn the ball over, period. They can score with the best. They've scored on every defense very well this season. 448 points for. Do the math, John. Let's see here.
Carry the one.
Well, if it's 10 games, they're scoring over 44. So I'm going to say they're scoring about 50 points a game. But just under that 50-point mark. So they've literally scored against everybody in this division pretty handily. So if you're not turning the ball over, I would trust your offense enough to be scoring. You're also going to need to get stops. I think if you get a lot of stops here, Explosion might get a little frustrated. We've seen them arguing. And that would help them for sure. But also, if it gets into a game where Air Raiders are not turning the ball over and scoring a lot, obviously those stops are going to help. 3 is keep their defense guessing. I feel Bonish and company have done very good at attacking different sides of the field, not running the same plays a ton of times, or at least allowing teams to know that you're running the same play a ton of times, and spreading the ball out, not super forcing it to guys who aren't open and things like that. So if you keep Explosion's defense guessing, Explosion's defense has struggled throughout the year. I think that'll give you a pretty decent path on the way to winning this game. So that's your tail of the tape for the 4 games here at 8 and 9:20. The rest of the day, we have Purple Haze at 10:40, waiting for the winner out of the north of the 3 and 6 seed. That is Road Warriors and Self-Made. Winner will play Purple Haze. There is no reseeding from my understanding. So don't quote me on that, but he already has this in the schedule. So this is the way I'm assuming. Obviously, Bova didn't listen to us trying to tell him to reseed. But regardless, Purple Haze will play winner of Road Warriors and Self-Made. Greek Gods will play winner of Phantoms and Soul Reapers. Then at 12 o'clock, we will have Nuketown playing the winner of Sicko Mode and Crazy Work. And then we'll have Best Buds playing the winner of Explosion and Air Raiders. Buddy, we have a great first and second round of the playoffs here.
Agreed.
And it's going to be 4 teams coming out, and then next week we're going to have the semis and finals.
All in one day.
All in one day.
I like it.
All right. Jacob predicting Gods lose by 20. All right, guys, if you have if you have a set on you, I want to see your 4 teams that make it out of the I want to see the 4 teams that are going to be playing in the semis and finals next week. John, we doing our picks here?
We didn't ask Connor, but yeah, we can. I mean, it's really just us now. Who cares?
Is Connor on the show, or is he?
He might not be. Ever since he got married, he doesn't really care about us anymore.
All right, John, what are your picks?
Honestly, I'm picking us. Let's see. I'd like to see Nuke in there, and definitely for a rematch from the last game of the year, and probably Explosion and Buds on the other side.
Well, that can't happen.
Why not? Oh,
because Explosion and Air Raiders.
Then Gods and Buds.
So Gods and Buds.
Yes.
Okay.
Almost did it. Almost was flawless.
You still don't know how it works, huh? Like an Eastern Conference, Western Conference?
I'm not looking at the diagram. That's, big pictures guy.
Anything? No one's got the balls to make their picks either?
No. I haven't seen anyone.
All right.
Shane did say he's going after Jacob's ass, though.
Impressive. All right, I'm taking Road Warriors and Crazy Work to come out. And I'm taking Phantoms.
We do have
And what?
someone stepping up and actually making a pick. So when you're done, let me know.
And I'm taking Explosion.
So we have Bobby picking Hayes, Nuke, Explosion, and Buds. And we have Senior coming in with Sicko Mode versus Road Warriors and Buds versus Gods.
Bobby Guerin getting yelled at. Hey, Jacob. I mean, come on. I don't know what to tell you. I think you guys are losing to whoever you guys play. I think the Reaper's coming for the Gods or the Phantoms.
Phantoms do have momentum on their side for sure.
So do Soul Reapers.
Yeah, after last week for sure.
Yeah, it's honest. In all fairness, it is really tough to pick here. To be honest, these are going to be a lot of good games. I do think again it's our most talent per team for sure. Sarno saying Hayes, Nuke, X, and Gods.
Surprised you remember which team he was on. How crazy it is that he shows up to the play-ins. He's not even on the play-ins.
Hold on. He said what Bobby Guerin. Yeah, why? Oh, no, I'm looking at the wrong one. Explosion. Yeah. Bobby Guerin did a U thing.
Oh, he picked the...
Yeah, Explosion and Buds. Well, they'll have to play each other this week, Bobby, so... You know what? I'm back on Jacob's side. Go home, pal. Thanks for making your picks.
I mean, who does that?
But you just prove you're just as dumb as John Garcia.
What the fuck?
Winder's got a chip on his shoulder now.
Guy's been playing great, so
He has. It's hard to argue. I mean, it's listen, a lot of good teams left. Anything could happen.
I mean, it's not hard. We can definitely argue with him, but
Oh,
Winder. But he has been playing good.
well, I mean, self-made again. It's a hot team. I just said it. I didn't think they would be 3-6 in the toilet bowl.
Dome is picking Crazy Work and Phantoms.
In the
in
chip.
Yep.
Did our Vegas insider?
Not yet. He's working on it. He did
Oh,
say he'll have it soon.
That's a bummer.
He may just have to post it after.
Maybe. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got anything before we end the show here? I know it's kind of a little short, a little sweet.
I mean, we had a 3-hour show on Sunday, so.
Yeah, I mean, we tried. I think it was really just for RT3. This is a great recovery video.
No, it was ASMR, I think he said.
What's that?
That's what puts you to sleep. You just kind of put on white noise kind of stuff. Winder said he's going to channel his inner Travis Hunter.
Hopefully not against us. Oh, boy.
Hopefully in college football or something. And Pat said, at least he's not as dumb as Ben. It's nice that Pat taking a break from pushing that sled once.
I know, Pat. Thanks for the workout videos. Very inspirational. Keep them coming.
Winder, we don't keep track of playing stats, so 0.
Yeah. Yeah, Winder. I'm not really sure why, but that was a decision made a long time ago. They don't do stats for playoffs. And, I mean, it looked like he had a lot of catches, some touchdowns. It looked like he had a hell of a 3-game little series there.
Yeah, it was all over the place.
All right. Well, again, we got 2 more weeks left, and I think my plan is after the championship weekend to do one final show. If it works out, I'd like to do it at
Champions.
yeah, Champions. But yeah, I'd like to do it with some guys there, and maybe do the Jeopardy game. Give me enough time to prepare one. Have some guys there, and really have a nice end of the season party, and celebrate. Honestly, what's been the greatest season the NFL have ever seen. And we only have one person to credit, and that's Joey Bova. He's the man. I'm sure everybody agrees with me. But keeping, they're going to announce the nominees for the awards. I know they're talking about them already. Some people are making, can you, I will do it live. Why not? You're going to have to go on the website. You're going to have to do a little, Widner, if you go, I'll definitely buy you a drink. You're going to have to go to the stats on the website. I don't know how. You're going to have to find JoJo. Let's see his stats this year compared to next year. So if you can find his player page. Whoa, Pat. I was patting you in the back. I was saying they're inspirational. I like your videos.
Right.
I mean, first of all, don't listen to John. John's a dick. All right. And I like him. And John and I go work out together somewhere else. But
JoJo, you said?
yeah.
On sicko mode?
Yep. GSG coming to a Sunday near you. Is that what's happening? Is the Granite State Gridiron going Sundays?
No idea.
I know they're not doing Fridays.
I thought you told us Saturdays.
I'm kind of pissed about that.
What do you want now?
You have JoJo stats?
Yes, sir.
All right. How many catches last year opposed to this year?
He had 44 last year and 35 this year.
So we had more last year with Sinister 6.
Correct.
How many touchdowns?
He had 10 touchdowns last year and 5 this year. He had 5 drops this year, 4 last year.
What about defensive stats?
22 flag pulls last year, 17 this year. He had 1 interception this year, none last year. And no defensive TDs.
All right. Well, I guess Lazu sent it to the Caps chat. I didn't see it. Well, not a good case for most improved, considering he did better under my tutelage than yours.
Is that what you were going with?
No, I honestly didn't know. I said, oh, he might be right. But to me, again, if I had to recall, no, I thought JoJo had a decent season last season.
Would you say someone who had 30 receptions last year and 59 this year is improved?
Yes. Double receptions?
Yeah.
Okay.
2 TDs last year and 5 this year.
Okay, so double those more for sure.
And yeah, just an offensive juggernaut really this year.
Interesting.
I wonder who that would be.
So someone who doubled all their stats last year probably should be in case for most improved, I would say, right?
That would make sense.
Yeah. I wasn't captain. I didn't make the picks. Okay. And I think I needed to give JoJo a break for me yelling at him. Boy, did I think he was going to kill me that game we played sicko mode. I'm going to get him back for all the yelling he did at me. No, I genuinely loved playing with JoJo. Just every now and then, I didn't understand certain things.
When you look at certain people, they only have like their QB stats there. It's not like receptions.
Like who?
Like Burns. Oh, never mind. They're right there. He had 44 passing TDs this year, 16 last year, but barely played QB.
So our listeners are a lot smarter than you think they are. They all know it's you that you were talking about.
That's weird.
I mean, it's safe to say you're just going to talk about yourself, but
It was just an example.
sure.
Good thing I wasn't looking at the comments.
Hey, listen, I've been captain 3 times. I've only been in the play-ins once while being a captain. So I don't want to fucking hear it.
Wow. All right. I mean, he's just trying to divide us. That's all.
Who?
Senior.
Does he know he can't divide and conquer the greatest friendship of all time?
Peanut butter and jelly.
He's calling me the narcissist. Oh, see, I know what he's doing.
Yeah,
He thinks, yeah. So,
And he's playing into us by saying that he's picking us to come out too. So
what's the Tambo Time Award? Well, it's going to be an award that Tambo Time is giving out.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's one of the prerequisites.
Yeah. That has to be us giving it and someone will receive it.
Just how it works.
Yeah. So,
I don't think we're gonna have those insider.
yeah. All right. Well, maybe we'll post them or do something.
Yeah,
with
we can
them.
post them after. He's still working on them. There's a lot of in-depth formulas he's working with to try to get the best odds for everyone.
Yeah. The game of the weekend will be, buddy. I mean, if you're talking the first 4 games, you know, it's we could play the first. If you're talking the first 4 games, they all have potential to be great games. It's not even. I'm not even just playing that political card there. Ones I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see all the other games except ours. I mean, I'm excited for that one too. If I had to pick one, I think Explosion Air Raider is going to be really, really good. I just don't. I could see the other games potentially being a blowout one way or the other. I don't see that in Explosion Air Raiders. I just don't. I think it's going to be a 50-50 game somewhere along that.
So you don't think that division turns up the defense in the playoffs?
No. I don't think that division knows how to play defense. No offense. Yeah, I mean, potentially. You never know. But no, I just think that particular matchup, you know. And it's like, if you go MMA, you want to see the striker versus the striker. Those are the most exciting.
Yeah, like the cruiserweight versus the giant.
No, that's not exciting.
But those are two.
In MMA, that just does not. It's not exciting. It's just fucking stupid. That's why they stopped doing it. Dumbass.
I was talking about wrestling though. Fuck.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't talking about wrestling. I said MMA.
Yeah, and I picked wrestling.
Well, coming from me, what's wild?
The defense? I don't know. Bobby's saying it's a racist 70.
Yeah, I mean, Bobby's kind of right, I think. But as far as the other, I would love to see Nuketown crazy work. I would love to see Nuketown sicko mode too. Nobody cares about the gods. I'm just kidding. Not really though. Talking about defense, I'm not allowed to talk about defense.
Some people don't know that he used to be a cornerback.
Buddy, I would shut Lazu Sr. down, no problem, in a normal 5-on-5 matchup. Not this. He'll get open in 7 seconds. I would lock him down. Sorry, I'm just looking at. You know, I if we can get past self-made, I'm excited for my rematch against Purple Haze for sure. And I thought that was a great underrated game at the time. So Buds, and I don't know. I don't find Buds that exciting, even though I love like half their team. I think they're all great players. It's just not exciting for me to watch. I don't know why. Danny Dimes kind of boring. Yeb is the man though. Danny Dimes is like very plain Jane, and then you throw Yeb in with him, makes it way better. No, I mean I think Bud's Explosion would be a great game. Bud's Air Raiders would be a great game. Every game looks. I'm not even trying to take that sound political. Every game does. I can't. You know.
I mean,
I'm excited.
They're all kind of even, and they all kind of fell into place.
Yeah.
So they're all going to be good games.
Right. Lazo Senior thinks I can't cover him. Dude, you ever watch him run a route? It's awful. His only prayer is that they throw it up and he out muscles me, which that'll give him the edge. But skill wise, no chance. No, Danny Dimes is the man. So, yeah, it's either way. I think this to me is the most impressive championship to be won. A lot of teams, a lot of talent. Out of the 12 teams left, I really think it's anybody's game. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw one of the play-ins make it. I really wouldn't. A lot of talent, a lot of teams. All right, Johnny boy. Just kind of rambling at this time. I'll let Lazo stew on what I said. Maybe give him some motivation this weekend. I need him to kill Jay Charles. So. All right, we're going to do final comments before we end the show.
Senior said, watch your mouth. Danny Dimes is the man. Bobby wants you to run one-on-ones, destroying style. I don't know if you ever seen that guy on YouTube.
No.
Yeah, they do run one-on-ones, and the corners and receivers just go back and forth, and they have to rip each other's bands off of like scoring or catching and stuff like that. So.
What do you mean rip each other's bands
They
off?
all come in with wristbands.
Yeah.
To show that they're part of the event.
Yeah.
If the corner wins the matchup, he rips the receiver's wristband off so he can't keep going, and vice versa. If the receiver wins, he takes the cornerback's wristband.
Oh.
So they know who's in, who's out.
Oh, okay. Don't shout out Connor. He can't even be here on the show. I don't want to fucking hear it, Sarno. Such a dick.
This guy might actually be fired now.
What's the biggest question this week whether Sarno actually just shows up?
No, it's not a question.
But I thought he was stuck in that chair.
You thought he was melting over there.
Buddy, for 2 hours straight, it didn't look like he could move.
I didn't know he was moving.
I know. We should have checked on him.
No, he was good.
Did look comfortable, though. John's a big YouTube guy. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you next week. We'll see you this weekend. And let's have some fun. And come support if you're not in it. Come hang out. Come watch. It's always fun with a big crowd there. And you're not going to be disappointed with a great weekend of football. So, are we talking about what we're doing tomorrow? Is that set in stone?
I mean, we're good. I don't know if the third person's good.
I don't give a fuck about the third person.
He couldn't even show up
I'm
for
just
this,
talking
so
about what we're doing.
I'm good. Yeah, I believe so. I don't know if we can
You want to let everybody know what we're doing?
So we may be on a podcast tomorrow, kind of collaborating with Clocks Running again. So check out their YouTube and Instagram pages, and we'll see you there tomorrow. I think they said 7:30 on the dot. No ish, on the dot.
I don't know if that works for me.
I'm surprised you even said you'd do it.
I don't know if that works for me, brother.
All right, Hogan.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in. Good night, Greece.
Good night, Spain.
Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck. At my best, you looking stressed, cuz we up now, they up next. Said we up now, they up next. Got you in your feelings upset, upset. Said I'm up to bat, you on deck, at my best. Stress cause we up now, they up next, said we up now, they up next, got you in your feelings upset, someone said that I was up next, I said I'm up now with no mean of disrespect, I don't be at the gym so I don't need to flex, you regret moving on to the next and making me your ex, yeah, I roll up whenever you feeling stressed, treat you with respect and never settle for less, life's a game of chess, don't let it get you in check, she like when I pull her hair and grab her by her neck, got her on the back until she break a sweat. She like rocking my polo shirts and rocking my polo sweats. Laying down after sex with her head on my chest. She whispers that you're the best. Please don't turn out like the rest. We up now, they up next,